All right, what is up, everybody? It's your boy Akimbo Pickles here, and I'm back with another video, guys. Today, we're going to be discussing money. I know everybody's favorite thing to discuss, right? Everybody's got their opinions about the different kinds of money that you can make in trucking and all this other stuff. And yeah, there's a lot of opinions out there. I mean, a lot of opinions. All right, so hold on one second. Let me grab my drinky over here real quick, because I've been a little thirsty. All right, so the first company that we're going to talk about, and I'm going to put it up here, we're going to talk about Schneider National, okay? All right, so Schneider National. If you're going over there as a lease operator through SFI, or if you're going over there as an owner operator anyways, you're going to get 65% of the line haul, okay? 65% of the line haul, okay? Now, they've got three different boards now. They've got the 65% board, or the percentage board. They've got the all-in revenue board. And then they've got a new board. I'm not exactly sure what they call it, but it's Schneider Power or something. I don't know. Some Schneider Freight Power or whatever it is. It's still, whatever it is, it's still 65% of whatever the line haul is, plus your fuel surcharge. All right, so on the percentage boards, they show you the line haul. If I'm not mistaken, this is how they do it. They show you the line haul, and then you take out whatever, the 65% is, and that's what you get, and you add that on to the fuel surcharge, and that's what you get. On the all-in revenue board, it doesn't show you anything but what you get total combined for everything, okay? And then you don't have to separate the 65% out to do your math. It's automatically done for you. And this new board, I'm not exactly sure how the new board works. I haven't been over there yet to actually find out. But anyways, okay, so Schneider National, 65% of the line haul, all right? So with that being said, you're going to have 4 loads, all right? So 4 loads at $1,200 a load, okay? And then that's for 750 miles, okay? Actually, you're going to have 1 load. Let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. Probably be a lot easier to do it like this. So you got 1 load at $1,200 a load, 750 miles for each for that load. Okay? So you're going to have 4 loads. Let's do it like this. So you're going to have 4 loads. So 4 loads at a total of $4,800 per 3,000 miles. Okay? So 4 loads totaling $4,800 for 3,000 miles. Now you're going to run your miles out. You're going to run your hours out doing those 3,000 miles. Okay? You may get recaps, you may not. More than likely, you're probably not going to get recaps, because this company right here, Schneider, doesn't have split sleeper. So you're going to run some hours out. Okay? All right. Now, if you play smart, you can do recaps, but a lot of people just, they take the 34 at the end of the week anyways, because they're so beat out from, running as many miles as they do. Anyways, okay, so that's the total right there that we're looking at. 4 loads at $4,800 for all 4 loads at $1,200 a piece 3,000 miles, $750 a load, or 750 miles per load. Okay. Now, you take that 4,800, right? So 4,800. What's the first thing that you have to deduct out of this? Tractor payment and fixed costs, right? Well, over at SFI and Schneider, if you bring your own truck and you got your own payments, that's fine. Okay, a lot of people do that. A lot of people run under Schneider's authority, and they make money. They make good money. A lot of people, will go through companies like SFI or Long Mountain or something like that. Long Mountain is like I think a monthly payment, and SFI is definitely a weekly lease payment. Okay, and it's a lease to own. So I mean, there is a balloon payment at the end if you want to pay the balloon payment, or if you want to, go through and save up some money, maybe some more money, and put money down on your own truck, then that's fine too. But anyways, $4,800. Okay, now I'm not going to break down everything that that I'm not going to break down their insurance for you. I'm not going to break down their maintenance fee and all this other stuff. I'm not going to break any of that down, and I'll tell you why. Because when you think about it, when you really, really think about it, that's just a lot of time wasted. Okay, so I'm trying to get to this pretty quick. But anyways, what you want to do is, I'm going to do this first. I want to do the fuel first. Okay, so on average, weekly average for fuel, you're going to spend, and let me go ahead and take this out of here. Okay, you're going to spend $1,200 a week in fuel. Unless you know of some other way, some other way to get it lower than that, that's what your average is going to be. Even in today's economy, that's what it's going to be. All right, sometimes it's going to be lower, sometimes it's going to be higher. It just depends on how hard you run. With that being said, you're going to have, after you get done with fuel costs, you're going to have $3,600 left over out of that. Now comes the fun part, your truck payment and your fixed costs. Okay, now there are other things that are involved in the truck payment and the fixed costs. Okay, there are variable expenses such as tolls and things like that that come out at the end of the month or whatever. Where Schneider, it comes out, I think, in the fourth week of every month. So whatever tolls that you got built up, they're going to come out all at once at the fourth week. They're not going to come out in every single week. It's going to be one week out of each month. All right. So there are variable costs. On top of that, there's scale tickets and stuff like that. Okay. So I'm not going to put any of that in there because we're just running off basics. We're running no tolls, and we're not even going to the scale to scale out before we even leave anywhere. We're just running straight. Okay. So truck payment, you're looking at $1,650. That's for a brand new truck. Okay. So $1,650 for a brand new truck. Now, there are other trucks out there, but on average, you're going to be paying for just the truck payment alone. Monthly, you're going to be paying anywhere between $1,100 and $1,200 a week. Low side, $1,100. That's $4,400 a month for just the truck payment. All right, the rest of it is pretty much fluff in there, like insurance and maintenance and all that stuff. Okay, so they actually take $100. This $1,650 takes $100 out for your. It's like a little maintenance account or whatever. All right. So with that being said, you're going to have, after the $1,650, you're going to have $1,950 left over. All right. $1,950 left over just for that. Okay. Now you have to take taxes out. 30%. You got to take your own taxes out. That's just the way it goes. So taxes coming out of this right here is $585. So you take $1,950 and then take that times 30%, and it's $585. That actually looks, yeah, that looks right. So $585 right for taxes. Okay. Now you're going to take that $585. You're going to minus it from that. All right, and that's going to give you a total of $1,365. That is what's going in your bank account, sir. That right there is your profit. So let's put the profits in green, right? So $1,365 for profit, because you actually made a profit. $1,365. Okay, that's with Schneider National. That's pretty basic right there. Okay, I usually do about a $5,000, anywhere between anywhere between $4,200 and $4,800 a week. So you're going to average anywhere between $1,100 and $1,500 a week, depending on, you know, fuel and running costs and stuff like that. So that's about average, guys. That's right there is about average. $1,400 a week is what they tell you. You know, you're gonna net about $4,800 a week, $4,200 to $4,800 a week gross. So with all this being said, this is Schneider National. This is base. This is minimum, but yet you can make over there. If you didn't have that truck payment, you can make a lot more. Sometimes some guys make $7,000 a week. I don't know how they do it. I mean, I call those unicorn weeks, but sometimes, you know, they make good weeks like that, right? But anyways, so $1,365. All right, now that was Schneider National. I've been a Schneider, so I know. I know how they run over there. Okay. Now, the next company that we're going to talk about is Prime Inc. All right, this is just an example. All right, this one right here is the one that got me banned from the Facebook forums for Hirschbach. This one right here got me banned from the Facebook forums on Hirschbach, because I actually put in there, and I told them flat out, I don't work for Prime, but I have in the past, so I know how they roll, right? All right, so Prime Inc. All right, with Prime Inc., if I'm not mistaken, it's still the same, 72% of the line haul. So whatever the line haul is, 72% of that is what you get. Okay, so we're going to go with 2 loads, totaling 2,800 miles, but we're going to do them separate. So you got the first load, so number 1 and number 2. So the first load is worth $3,500. Okay, that's after the line haul is taken out, after the 72%. That's 72% of that, or 72% of whatever the line haul is. That's what that is. And then you got the next one, which is $3,200. This one right here is for 1,500 miles, and this one right here is for 1,300 miles. Now, like I said, this is just an example. Okay, some places are different. All right. So when you actually total these out right here, you've got $6,700. So we're going to take this right here. So these right here is $6,700. Okay. Now I'm going to show you something else here, just to kind of make this clear. I'm going to put it in I'm going to put it in blue. The first load, $3,500, 1,500 miles. The mileage on that, or the rate per mile, is $2.33 per mile. Okay? That's load 1. All right, load 2 at $3,200 for 1,300 miles. And this is about right, because I was kind of shocked when I actually looked at this. $2.46 per mile. Okay? Well, you do that many miles? Maybe. Sometimes they break it up. Sometimes you'll do like maybe 800 miles, drop it off somewhere, and then they'll give you like a percentage of whatever that is. But anyways, so those rates are actually pretty correct, pretty accurate. All right. So with that being said, like I said, $6,700. Okay. So let's go ahead and erase this. All right. So $6,700. $6,700 gross for the week now, mind you. All right. Now, with that being said, you got costs. You got fixed costs and you got variable costs and all that good stuff. Well, one of your variable costs is fuel, of course. And Prime Inc. runs it a little bit different. You get a pretty damn good fuel discount over at Prime Inc. So, but let's say you're going to go to California and back. That's 1,500 miles out and then 1,300 miles back to a different spot. So your fuel probably going to run you going out there and back the same amount of fuel that you're probably running a week. It's a little bit more, averaging between $1,100 and $1,500 a week. So let's say average for that run right there, let's say $1,500 for fuel. Okay, it may cost you $500 more. So you could actually round it up to $2,000 and you're still gonna make a profit out of it. But anyways, we'll get to that in just a minute. So $1,500. Well, that's going to put you at $5,200. Oh, $5,200. Okay. And at $5,200, you still got your truck costs and stuff like that. Well, if I'm not mistaken, Prime's trucks run you anywhere between $1,200 and $1,500. That's with the truck and the fixed costs. So I averaged it out at $1,300. Okay. So you take that $1,300 right there, you take that away from the $5,200, and you're going to get $3,900. Okay, $3,900. That's before taxes. So you take your taxes out, right? Your taxes. So you take that times 30%. Well, let's do this. Let's do this right here. So you're going to take 3,900 times 30%. That's 1,170. So you're going to have 1,170. That's going back for taxes. You're going to take that 1,170 out here. Okay, that's going to give you a total of $2,730 to the owner. Oh, remember what I said about this? We got to put that in green, right? Because we're in the green. All right. So $2,730 to the owner. And that, my friends, is how you do the math on that one. That's Prime Inc. Very basic, right? Very basic. Very self-explanatory. All the math is right there. You cannot refute the math on this. Now, that doesn't include like I said, detention pay or layover pay or anything like that. That right there is basic. The basic math that you need to know to get a profit out of Prime Inc. Sometimes you make a little bit less than that. Sometimes you may make more than that. You don't know. You won't know until you get out there and start running. Some people make more, some people make less. But that right there, my friends, is what you want. You want to see that right there in the green. And that much green right there is actually pretty good. That's decent. It ain't great. I know there's a lot of people out there, that think that their company shit don't stink. And I'm telling you right now, that's actually pretty good. That's actually really, really good. In my opinion, that's good. All right, anyways, keep this in mind, right? Keep this number right here in mind. $6,700 gross. Keep that in mind. Because this next company, you're going to be shocked and awed, guys. And not in a good way. Okay. And I'm going to love talking shit about this company. I'm going to talk so much shit about this company for years to come. Because they just, oof. Anyways, okay. So, the final company I'm going to talk about. This is a mileage-based company, and I will put the actual numbers up on the screen for the miles versus how much you get paid for each mile. But keep in mind that you have to take a 10-cent off of every one of those miles run for maintenance. Okay? All right. So, we're looking at Hirschbach motor lines. They are a sliding mileage pay scale. So the more miles you do, the less you get paid. That's how you break it down, okay? All right. Let's put these loads up here. Same 2 loads going to California and back. All right. And we're going to do this, we're going to do it like this. We're going to do number 1 and number 2 loads. It's $16.95, and I'll show you how I got the numbers for this here in just a minute. Okay? For 1,500 miles. Okay? And then you got $14.69 for 1,300 miles. This rate, this right here rate is at $1.13 per mile. Both these loads. One's going to California, one's coming back from California. $1.13 a mile. If you take 10 cents off of that, that's $1.03 a mile. And those numbers drop. This number right here drops to $15.45. And this number right here drops to $13.39. That's about a $150 difference right there. $150 there, and about $130 there. So $130 here, and $150 here. Yeah, $150. $130 here and $150 here. That's a huge freaking difference. That right there's a half a car payment. That's the difference. All right. So we're going to go we're going to go like this. So with the 10 cents a mile, all right, so you guys see the numbers here, right? All right, so we're going to go with this one right here. Let's go with this one right here. This one right here is gross total, because this is what it actually is going to be. So this is gross total of $28.84. So $28.84. Okay. Now, your fuel running to California and back, you're probably going to end up filling 4 times. But the way they do this is like this, okay? The way they break it down for fuel. You've got 99 cents a gallon. You fill up times 80. Ends up being like 79.20, so 79.20. You take that times 4 going out there, and you get 316.80. Take that times 2, because you're going to fill up twice. You're going to fill up the same amount coming back, roughly. This is just an average. $633.60. Okay? Right there. Now, so keep this number in mind right here. It's $633.60. Okay. So let's actually put this up here. So $633.60. We'll keep those up there for the fuel. Okay? That's a 99-cent fuel program. Okay. So let's go over to this one right here. All right. So this is your gross total going to California and back. All right. So you've got fuel cost, which is $633.60. So 6 minus $633.60. Okay, and I have to do the math on this one again because I think I kind of messed it up a little bit.
Unknown caller.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why they're always calling me. Anyways, all right, so $633.60. Okay, where was I at? Okay. So we've got $28.84 minus $633.60 equals $22.50.40. Okay? Then you got your truck and fixed costs. So I average it out about $1,300. That's probably lowballing it. So $1,300. All right. Minus $1,300. Oh. Gives me $950. So $950. Out of $950 times 30%, is $285.12. All right, minus 950, and you get, so minus 285.12, and you get $664.88. Hold on a minute. $684 or $664. Let me put that in the green. And 88 cents. Now, with Hirschbach, you're supposed to get performance pay, and you're also supposed to get safety bonus every week. The problem with that is you're not guaranteed that money. So this right here is without all the extra fluff that they throw in there, because what they're actually doing, and this is the crazy part, this is the part that I kind of find a little annoying. So whatever that line haul is, let's do this right here. So these are the numbers. You guys are seeing this, right? So let's take a look at something here real quick. If Prime Inc. is getting $3,500, or you're getting $3,500 off of Prime Inc.'s load, but over at the other place, after they take out their 10 cents, of course, you're only getting $15.45 for the same load over at Hirschbach. So $3,500 minus $15.45 . That's almost a $2,000 difference. That's almost a $2,000 difference. And that's the kind of crap that I'm talking about right there. The same freaking loads. Now, mind you, everybody's rates are differently. They bid for these rates. They bid, but I can guarantee you that it's the same. It's close to being the same or more is what Hirschbach's making off of each one of these loads. So they're only giving you a small portion. So this what I say it was, $663. So while you're making, or while you could be making $27.30, minus $664 and 88 cents. Over at Prime, That's a $2,065.12 difference. A little over $2,000 difference right there between one reefer company and another reefer company, and for the same loads going to California and back. Same amount of miles. And that's the kind of crap that I'm talking about right there. And people don't realize this, but you can make money at any one of these companies. The problem is this company, which is Hirschbach, is making a huge freaking profit off of you. Which company do you want to go with? Prime Inc? Sure, they're a bigger company. They got more trucks. Schneider National? Sure, they're a bigger company. They got more trucks. Do they have more contracts? Don't know. Hirschbach doesn't have that many contracts, but compared to the other two companies, but I mean, think about it for just a second there. Even at Schneider National, with the rates being as low as they are over there, you're still making more than you're making over here at Hirschbach. And you guys wonder why I'm trying to find the best company to go with. This is why. The money and the math have to be mathing. If it ain't, I don't want no part of it. So, a lot of people think that, I'm making this shit up. And I'm not making this stuff up, guys. I'm not. I'm not making this stuff up at all. Some people think I am. And that's the reason I got kicked off the forums, is because they didn't want to hear the truth. The truth will set you free, sir. I can tell you that much right now. It will set you free. But anyways, if you haven't done so already, hit that like and subscribe button. I really appreciate you guys coming out and watching the channel. And yeah, I'll see you guys next video. All right, I'm out.